Live, local, late breaking. This is Newswatch 12 at 5.
More changes are coming to the homeless community in Grants Pass. The city's largest resting site for people experiencing homelessness is closing at midnight. This comes just days after the 7th Street site began enforcing new hours. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Haley Gravitt.
And I'm Tim Quidadamo. With the 7th Street resting site shifting to only overnight hours, I stopped by former sites to see if unhoused residents were returning to those today. After new operating hours started being enforced at one of 2 designated resting sites for unhoused individuals in Grants Pass, some of the former sites are also staying vacant. Today, I drove around the city to see where people experiencing homelessness might have moved to after 7th Street's resting site changed to overnight hours only. At Riverside Park, I didn't notice any tents or other signs of unhoused residents setting up their belongings. Just down East Park Street, 3 individuals were sitting at the entrance of Baker Park, another former site, and 2 more were walking the street with their personal items. The vacant lot across the street from City Hall is fenced off and vacant. While I was driving downtown, I didn't notice any tents set up throughout the city, which has been a concern of residents and business owners after city leadership decided to make the changes. Still, dozens of tents are set up at the J Street resting site, which is scheduled to be cleared at midnight and early tomorrow morning. Some community members told me many unhoused residents have been walking to the outskirts of the city, knowing they could be given citations for camping in public spaces after last year's Supreme Court decision. Each of the last 3 days, I've reached out to Mayor Clint Scherf and all 7 city councilors. I have not heard anything back from any of them.
And we've been tracking those changes at the 7th Street site, but we've also been looking at the largest homeless encampment in Grants Pass on J Street. The J Street site, which has been a temporary resting place for many, is set to close to the public at midnight as part of the city's efforts to address homelessness.
And we're joined live now by Newswatch 12's Samantha Gadara from that J Street encampment, which is set to close in less than 7 hours. Sam, can you tell us what the situation looks like right now?
Yeah, well, Tim, Haley, I'm here right on this encampment, and there's still many people here, more than I was expecting, so I want you to take a look and see. There's still a lot of tents here. I honestly can't tell you. I would say it's definitely more than 30, but earlier today I did speak with Cassie Leach, the executive director of MIT, and she expressed concern about the shortage of the shelter, and their emergency weather shelter can only accommodate 49 people, but they've been seeing up to 90 people checking in each night, and this is before this encampment is set to close, and unfortunately they've had to turn people away. There's a growing sense of uncertainty about where these individuals will go once the site is closed, especially since the shelter has been at capacity even before the site is set to close. Same of the people we've spoken to as the gates are set to close tonight at midnight, but we also have heard that the police will not be closing the gates actually until 8 a.m., but we'll be here later tonight to track everything that goes on. But for now, I'm Samantha Cadera reporting live in Grants Pass.
Sam, thank you. Right now we're taking a live look out at Grants Pass, this view from the Taprock Northwest Grill. In Grants Pass, much of southern Oregon and northern California, temperatures are beginning to tumble and are expected to reach freezing tonight.
Yeah, so let's check in with Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman to let us know the damage we could see tonight. Matt.
Well, the good news is it won't be as cold as some of the previous nights have been, but temperatures still likely getting below freezing to start off tomorrow. That's because we do have higher level clouds that are streaming in, and we're going to continue to see clouds increase tonight. That's going to keep temperatures from getting as cold as what we have been seeing. It was pretty mild this afternoon, though. 52 degrees in Medford after reaching a high of 55 this afternoon. Things are starting to chill down on the east side, 42 in Klamath Falls, 41 in Lakeview. Tonight's forecast will get down to about 30 in Medford, 29 degrees in Grants Pass. We'll drop to 24 in Klamath Falls. Air stagnation advisory remains in place through noon tomorrow, so we will see some more drops in air quality tonight. But the good news is we do have a cold front that's going to sweep through tomorrow. It's going to pick up the winds. That's going to take care of the air quality issues, but we are going to see some very cold conditions as we head into tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit chillier tomorrow, but you'll definitely notice the difference as we head into Saturday. A wind advisory has been issued Friday night through Saturday, gusts up to 45 miles per hour. It's going to be windy, and with the colder air mass in place, those wind chills could be a bit brutal in spots, especially Saturday morning. We'll talk about where we have a cold weather advisory that's been issued for parts of the region, and we'll look at your weekend forecast in detail coming up.
On the Crime Watch tonight, a 2-year-long drug investigation revealed a family-run enterprise importing narcotics into Jackson County. 20 people were arrested and charged with drug trafficking and money laundering related offenses. In the last week, the Medford Area Drug and Gang Enforcement Team, along with partnering agencies, executed 14 search warrants spanning from Prospect to Medford. Approximately 10 pounds of narcotics, $200,000 in cash, and 50 guns were seized during this investigation. More details can be found on our website, kdrb.com.
Tonight, the Medford School Board will be addressing complaints from October that were filed against board member Michael Williams.
He was not present at the meeting in November, so it was determined that no actions should be taken until Williams has had an opportunity to make a statement. The board said today that since that date, Williams has not made a statement. We want to show you a timeline of how these complaints unfolded and if he did make a statement.
I've been advised by my attorney to leave the room for this portion of the meeting. That is what I'm doing now. Thank you.
Board member Michael Williams left a meeting in December when he became the topic.
I'm right there in the direct line of fire of Michael Williams. He doesn't want to own it, but he's attacked me directly for the last 6 months.
An investigation into a Medford School Board member concludes that he made threats to district staff this year, including the district's director of security, Ron Havnier. That investigation came from a complaint against Williams by Havnier. He said Williams made threats to him. Some public comment periods last month got heated over the matter.
Looks like once again Ron and Brett are a bunch of lying scaredy cat drama queens. Michael's tools were never a problem until he started to ask questions. Everyone who defends Brett has 6 figures to do so. But sure, Ron, Brett's the best. I really didn't think I could distrust and loathe this board and administration.
Nathaniel, we have asked you to stop. You have violated the procedures that we laid out at the beginning.
Ron can cuss at your meetings on camera, but I can't speak my 3 minutes?
You cannot speak about a staff member.
You can have this for all time. You guys are pathetic!
You're going to have to leave.
There are 2 unresolved complaints against Williams that the board will be looking into tonight. That meeting starting at 5:30. We'll have more details coming up tonight on Newswatch 12 at 11.
Oregon strike teams are heading home after 2 weeks of aiding in the Palisades and Eaton fires in Southern California. A total of 21 strike teams were mobilized shortly after the fires began. Fires still remain active in California, with the 10,000-acre Hughes fire beginning yesterday. But the Palisades and Eaton fires are now both more than 70% contained. 4 Oregon State Fire Marshal strike teams will remain in California on the Eaton fire and supporting initial attack of any new fires.